Hello and welcome everyone to the ENG 1100 tutorial using LibreCAD. So today the topic is about orthographic projections. So the orthographic projection is the method of represent a solid object in a 2D drawing that contains all the useful information to design the solid object. So the method or the arrangement we are using in our orthographic projection is this arrangement you can see here. So the top view always in the top, the front view on the left side, and then the side view on the right side. So you should follow this pattern always when you represent your views for this material, especially in your assignment. So let's have a quick look on the exercise 6.7, the jigger frame. So you're required to represent a front view from A, like imagine yourself looking from A, and then a side view from B, a top view from the top. So the method which I found, which is useful, I draw boxes represent each side. That box contains the height of that side and then the width of each side. And at the end, I just put the details inside each drawing. So let's go back to our drawing screen. Let me zoom this out, zoom this in. So before we start, then you should, at this stage, have your A3 border ready. And it contains all the details and information you require to do this to represent this drawing, especially the drawing title. And I follow the instruction in book 2 to do this drawing and save it as a block, and then I can recall it anytime I want. So if you haven't done this, it's easy. You can just follow the instruction in book 2 to do an A3 border using the LibreCAD software, and then you can just simply do that one. So today we can just start simply in this area here and then move our drawing inside in case there is some scaling or we need to do something else. So as I told you, we should have 3 boxes. Each box contains a view. So the method which I just told you, which is useful to represent each box by the height of that box. So let's start from the front view. If we just grab a vertical line, the good things with the LibreCAD, if you grab a vertical line, you just need to give it a length. So it's 100, just put it anywhere you would like. Let's say here. So this is 100. And then we just need to have a box 100 by 98. So this is 100. And then if we just use the parallel command here, I found useful, can give you a line parallel to this line by a distance you should specify it here. So the distance is 98. If you just click anywhere and then escape, you just from all of this. Now, if we just draw a line between them, so I'm going to have a 2D 2-point line, and then turn on the intersection or this RFT identity. So snap on the identity, that's define the first point for this line. So this is the first point. We can either doing a parallel line by a distance of 100 or just simply grab a 2-point line and just put it in this way. So now we have a box 100 by 98. This is the front view. Simply you should have all your layers ready here. So I'll tell you about how to use the construction lines to find some details there. So now if we switch to the construction lines, we can just simply having the lines going in this way. So if we grab a horizontal line by, let's say, 300, just in the line going this way. So we just have a line from the front view going in this direction, and another one in this direction. The other one, you can have it in this direction. So this will be useful to represent the top view and the side view by having the same height or width. We have 2 points here. We can, sorry, we just need. Yeah, you can check your lines always by zoom in and zoom out. So if we go back now to the drawing, which we are supposed to do, the exercise 6.7, let's have a quick look on the width of that side view. So the side view from B, we can see the width is supposed to be 113 and the height it's 100. So the height will be the same height from A. So that's why I just put construction lines along the way here. So if we just have a parallel now with this line, I just want to offset this line, have another line by a distance, let's say 50 to start the other. So let's say 50 now. So we're still drawing in our construction line. That will be okay because we're going to hide all of these at the end of the drawing. And as we said, we should have another parallel line by 113. So this box will represent our side view. Now, if we change the layer and then put the 2 point lines, and then we just simply click on these lines and then create the lines over the construction lines. So simply we have this box here representing the side view. Now let's check the top view box. First of all, I just need to use the parallel. So as we said, 50, just the distance to start it, and then we should know the width for the top view. So let's go back to the exercise and then check it. So the top view, imagine yourself, we're looking from the top here, so we can see the width. Let's say the height is 98, and then the width is 113. So it's 113 now. So I'll use another tools here called offset. So simply select the line and then offset it by a distance, which is 113. So now we have 2 lines. We just need to connect it another line here. So now we have all the boxes ready that your drawing or your details supposed not to pass this region. So this is the boundaries for each view. Now the thing about it, we just need to follow the exercise and know the details from the exercise, and then just create it whatever we after. So let's have a look on the front view first of all. So the front view, looking from A, we can see that thickness here, which is 11. So we can simply draw a line from here as 11 from everywhere. So if we just simply use a parallel and then put that one as 11. So we have a line from here, have a line from here, and then we have a line from here. So this is symbol to represent the 11 millimeter thickness for this from this view. And then if we go back to the exercise, we can see something else. We can see this line here is about 19. You can zoom it. This is 19, so we should have a line at a line 19 at least. So let's go back to the drawing. So let's get rid from these edges first, which is we are not need them in our drawing. So the method of doing this by trim it. So use the trim by activating the trim. So with the trim command, you should always have your cutting edge knife, and then the part you should keep it. So this is the cutting edge. I should delete that one. I should keep that one. So it's working. And the same thing here. Cutting edge, and then the part we should keep it. That's it. The cutting edge. This one, and then the part we keep it. That's it. Now we should have a line at 19, but it's just in this region here. So we just offset this line and then, or parallel this line and then cut the thing we don't need them. So just parallel this line by a distance of 19. So it's 19. As you can see here, we have all this extra line, we don't need it. So we just simply trim it. So if we just select this cutting edge here, and then we should keep that one. So we deleted everything, we don't need it now. So what else information we should find in the drawing? So we represent this line, and then we represent this thickness, and then we should have this box here. So this box is 16 from this edge here, edge. So it's 16 and it's going inside. So let's represent it as a 16 there. Let's go back to our LibreCAD environment, and then we should just simply offset this line by 16, or just parallel it. Just parallel it, and then I select 16. Simply, I just created a line by 16 millimeter from this edge here. The next thing we should, if we just have a focus on the exercise, you can see this edge here is different from the edge here. So this edge here is by 63, the height of this edge here, while that one is 100. So we just need to grab a line between this distance. So let's go back here. And then we should just simply offset a line to find the 63 first. So if we just select this line, and then we said we need to offset it. So go to the offset by 63. So it will be somewhere in here. So this is what we're looking for. If you worry, just always check the distances. So this is 63, that's it. And now we just need to delete all the information we are not need them. So we're just cutting edge, and then the part we should keep it. I'm activating in the snap tools here. I have snap on intersection active, and then I have the snap on entity active. That will help you to grab the intersection points and the end points. So if we get just 2-point line now between that one, this one, we simply created the distance between the line between this distance. So we just delete this information. We are not need them at this stage, or we don't need them at all in this view. So simply just use a trim. This edge here, keep that one. This edge here, keep that one. This edge here. So this is the front view. Now this is the majority of the information which is we have to represent it there. So the only thing which is still there is there are hidden details for the whole. There is a circle there, so we should just represent it in hidden details. So if you just have a look at your exercise, you should from this side see at least the hidden holes there. So we're going to represent it. So this is the distance from there to the center of this circle. It's by 25. You can see the radius of a 25 is coming all the way down there. So simply I will just offset that line. Sorry, I should select it first and then offset it by 25. So this is the center line for the circle. So with the center line now, if we just select the center line and go, before doing this, I will just simply find the edges for this, the boundaries for the circle. So simply we just offset that one by the radius of the 38, which is the 19. So just 19 here. Then another offset. So this is the circle or the hole there. We should represent this edge here as a hidden lines or hidden details. So now simply just go to the properties and then select different layout, which is the hidden. I'm using dash tiny. I found it very useful. And then the other one, just simply right click properties and then represent it as a hidden details. Should put that one as a hidden line. So now that one's supposed to be a center line, but before going to the center line, I should just at least give it a length here. So we can do that one using the lengthen command. So the lengthen, you can find it here or from the tools, from the modify, you can see the lengthen there as well. So the lengthen can give you a bit of extra length for your line. So you can just click on that one, and then you should specify the length by how much extra you want. If you go to this page here, you can get that distance. Click on that one, click on this one. So now we just convert that one using the properties into a center line. So this is our center line for the circle. This is the hidden details for the circle. Now let's move to the side view. So let's go back to have a look on our side view. So the side view from B, we can see these details here, and we can see part from the details there. We can see this edge here, and then we can see line, and part of the line will be hidden behind this surfaces here. So if you look from here, you can see entirely all this area here, but part from this area will be hidden by these lines, by these edges here. So let's represent that one here. So the first of all, we need to draw the circle and then draw these hidden details inside it. So we can use the construction line to get some useful information from this view. So this is the method. If we just click on the construction lines, simply if you just draw a line from the circle center, it's supposed to be the same center here. So you should just find the center now. So this is a horizontal. Can give you the location, give you the indicated the horizontal line of the center. And then we should just offset a line or parallel line from this distance here by 25, that we can get the center line for the circle. So if we simply just parallel that line here by 25, so now this is the center line for the circle. So I get this information about the horizontal line from this view, from the front view, and then I just offset it down. If you just look at the exercise, you can see there is a distance of 25 for the center line from there. So simply now, if you just go back and then having a circle here, center radius, and then if you activated your intersection snap, you will grab the center easily. So the radius for this circle will be 19. The inside is 19. To just put the radius as a 19 of the. So this is the 19. Sorry, we should just draw in our layer. Just put it as 19. So this is the first circle, and then if we just grab another construction lines from here, we can get this edge here. So this is the top edge, and this is the lower edge here. Then we can just simply draw a line from there to the end here. So this is the wall in the back, and this is the wall in the front now. As you can see, there is a fillet between these two. So we have this. We can do it simply here using the fillet. And then just need to define the radius, which is 25 for the fillet. Select the edges. And that's it, done. I don't need this line anymore. Okay. If we use this information from the construction lines to draw a center line for this circle, would be useful as well. And then we just need to convert it to the center line by going to the properties, change the layer. This is the first one. Center line, that's it. So we have a center line now. So don't worry about the green lines here. We can just hiding it by pressing that button here. Hide every details we need. So we should have a line here now. All right, that's great. Now, what else the information we can get from here? Supposed to be exactly the same. All right, so if we just now start to draw the hidden details inside here, we have this hidden details here. So this is 11, and then it's going back here by 35 and going down and then going up this way. So in our drawing here, we should just get some information from the front view. So simply we just have our construction layer ready, and then having the line from this dimension. But first of all, I just want to delete some information which is not necessary by now, so I not get confused in future. So simply, if we just get construction line from this distance here, the construction lines from here, we can just get some information about that one here. So now we just need to offset this line by 11, or parallel it by 11. I'll tell you why later on, why I'm doing this in construction lines. And then another parallel line from this distance by 35. So I should just offset because it can exactly give me the one that we're after. So now we're just simply going to the back to your layer and then do your drawing as simple as you can. So in this way, you just created the construction lines, and then you should do your drawing using your original layer in the white color here. So this is the information you can get in this hidden details. So all of these supposed to be hidden details now. So just go to properties and select. So just right click on that one, properties, and then hide. I should just go to my hidden details and edit it. So the hidden details supposed to be dash line, or even tiny, as I said it before. Dash tiny. Yeah, so that one is working perfect. So now just go to the hidden details. So all of this is hidden details. That one as well. So now we just created the hidden details here. So now we have, if you go back to the original drawing, solve the drawing, you can see this is the hidden details here, but now we should get the information of the back here. So we can see this wall here until this region here, so it's hide somewhere in here. So let's go back to represent this now. So we can delete these things, we don't need it anymore, so we're not getting confused. So we have a line coming from here by 38, so we just go back to construction layers, better to draw with that one. So borrow and then 38 from this edge here. So this is the first point we're looking at it. And then the second point, you should get it in some formation from 19 here. Now we should get a line between these points here. If you just have a quick look on your drawing, you can see this is 38 and then the wall's going in this way. So I'll do a construction lines as well from here to there. So part from this wall will be hidden in hidden details, and one of them will be installed continuous line. So this part here will be continuous line, and then hidden details, continuous line, hidden details. How can you do that? You can do it multiple lines. Go back to your line, and then just simply go grab the lines. So now we have multiple lines. We can put that one as hidden details, hidden, and then the other one. Okay, so now we're done from this view here. Nearly just need to delete that one here. So just go to trim. This is, sorry, within the opposite way. Okay, so this is basically all the information you can do within this view. You can just delete that one or hide it at the end of your drawing. We can just increase the center line a bit by going to the lengthen. I set it to 4, let's say 5. Then click on the edge here. Just be careful if you tick this button here or this option here. So this will give you, if you can just read this comment here, the input length is used as a total. So whatever you're putting here, if you tick that one, it will give you the total length for this line here. So now I tick it out. So that means I just increased the length by this distance. Okay, so we just finished the side view. Now let's go to the top view. The top view contains some information, which is from here. So I can just put a line, sorry, I should go to construction lines and then go to the top view, some construction lines from here. As you can see here, top view, what we can see these lines here. We can see a line here at 38, and they can continue line, and then you can see the circle from the top as a heading. Then you can see this box here. So let's go represent that one here. So if we simply offset this line by, let's go to the construction line, offset this line by 38. So this is the line, and then we just go back to our first layer and do 2D drawing. So we get this bit here. And then we can follow these construction lines to do our original lines by selecting this one, that one. So we can either delete that one or just hide it at the end of the drawing. And then we have, I believe we have another 11. So we can offset that one by 11 from the top there. 11, and then just go in this direction. Yep. And so we just need to delete some details. So we can see this line, but we can't see that one. So we just delete it. And the other end as well, we can see that one, but we can see the other one. From this edge here until 35, I'll delete this one. Until 35, I'm going to offset it by 35, as it said. So this is 35 now, and this is the 38. And the other things we can see, it's the circle. So the circle, I should specify the center line. So I will offset this line by, or just offset it, just select it, and then offset it by 25. So this is the center line. I find another way useful. We can just simply grab the line in this way, and then we can, rather than delete it. So this is the center line of the circle. I will just do the borrow, and then put that one as a 19, and the other end as a 19. So this is hidden detail, and this is center line. You should just go to center line, with that one as center line. We'll increase it later on, and then that one also hidden details. That one also hidden details. We just need to increase that one a bit. So go to lengthen again. Increase this side and this side. So now, by now, we have everything ready to go. So this is the all information we can get it from the drawing. So this is the top view, and this is the front view, and this is the side view. You can just hide the construction lines at the end of your drawing. So at the end, you should just move it to put it. I'll just delete these things in the top here. So at the end, you just move it using the move command here. Select all the object and then move it. Select the baseline, base point, and you should just turn off everything. As you can see here, our drawing is not fitting in this A3 paper. Oops. So now we just need to do a scale. Just kidding. So now we just do the scaling. So to scale it to half, so the first thing you need just to select the entire area, and then there is a command called scale. If you read your command line here, it says specify reference point, just a reference point anyway, and then this will show up in your screen deleted the original or keep the original multiple comments. So I put as a 0.5 as a half. So as you can see, everything now is half and it's going to fit inside the A3 paper. And you should just be careful with the other thing is the dimension now it's a half, so you should get it back again. So if we just grab that one, as you can see it's 50 now while it was 100, so we should fix this problem. So we can fix this problem by going to the dimensions in the current drawing preferences and then going to the dimensions, and then the dimensions options, just go to the length factor and then put it as a 2. That's going to multiply every dimension by 2, and this can come back as 100. So everything now in the real dimensions. So let's move it again. Select reference point and then put it inside our drawing. Keep the original, delete the original, delete it. So now it's fit inside the A3 paper. So it's ready for your submission. And then just need to save it as a PDF file. I just want to get your attention to one thing. If we just go back here. So if you move it by selecting that one and then move it, select point and then put it here. If you select that one, you use current layer. So that means it's selecting the layer which exists here. So that will go and delete all the other layers. So let's take that one and see what's going to happen. So you can see now all the hidden details now it's been gone, has been gone because you just selected to this to the default. So let's go back now, select the move. So just be careful, take this out. So that means it's not going to use the current layer, so that will keep your original layer always. So just select that one now, move it to the, yep. So that's all. Now we just need to put the name for the drawing. Our drawing is jig frame. And that's it. Thank you very much.